Benedict Lamte is one of the very great minds in Ghana, but not many people are aware of his job. Lamte's greatness comes from his ability to use fiberglass to construct almost everything from a lamppost to canoes and even cars. But what is fiberglass? Some people may ask.
Yeah, the fiberglass technology, it is FRP, meaning a fiber reinforced plastic. Basically, it is a waste product of glass. The glass that we see is a waste product of it. And in the developed countries, they are already using fiberglass for almost everything, but when it comes down to Ghana, the usage of fiberglass is very small. And as a matter of fact, I would say I am the first person to introduce fiberglass into this country.
Lamte acquired these skills abroad over 20 years ago, after which he returned to Ghana to start his own fiberglass company. His first product was a water tank.
Gradually, and then I move on to from water tank, poly tank came and took over. So the production went down, the market went down, because automatically plastic is cheaper than the fiberglass. So I entered into another thing, and gradually, I'm still moving on to new areas.
The other things he moved into include the production of boats, canoes, chairs, beach beds, toys, and children's playing ground.
We tried with the toys, but it was like the patronage was not too big, because they were importing the plastic types.
Mosque domes?
For the mosque, instead of them creating a big concrete, something that will add weight to the whole building, this is very simple.
Lamppost?
Stuffs too, they are all garden light poles. We've been producing it for most hotels that are centered around the sea, the coastal lines. We are producing these things for them. You don't need to use iron.
It's roofing sheet.
We can as well produce a transparent roofing sheet. With fiberglass.
Cars.
I built a car and I sent it to the trade fair, and then I had an award from the trade fair, and I started selling it. I was able to sell almost about 6 of them or something. 6. The industry, I could realize it's good. Almost every young guy wanted to have some for himself, that sort of. But I realized when they give you the deposit, then they start mounting pressure, and I realized the car industry is is really capital intensive. Yes, capital intensive. What I do is I create chassis and then build the fiberglass on the chassis, then fix an engine. You understand? It's very simple, but it must go through a process. And going through the process is not that easy. So I realized the pressure was coming too much, and all along I've been alone, so it was not easy. So I got to a point I said, no, let me stop this thing.
However, the designer says currently he is focused on constructing swimming pools with fiberglass, adding that he wants to introduce many swimming pools to estate houses.
You don't need that type of Olympic swimming pool. Smaller ones, every estate house will get a small swimming pool in front of. So that is what I'm looking at.
The company, which is located at Pokwase around ACP Junction, has trained a lot of people in fiberglass technology, and Lamte says he hopes to do more by establishing a fiberglass school.
I tried even taking a lot of people into this industry. But the point is, we are looking at money, and I'm still growing because I am not into a big time production that I'll say, but I have a very strong feelings that we must get a fiberglass school that I can train a lot of people.
Talking about challenges, the entrepreneur says finance is his major setback. Nevertheless, he says he has made concerted effort to tackle this challenge.
I brought a German down who, we tore all the coastal line, making feasibility study for, building the boats. I spent a lot of money, and we went to government at that time, not this current, but it didn't work out. It was not able to work out. And later on, I entered into partnership with Egyptians, and we came down. We spent a lot of money. We established a base at Jamestown, and we were able to produce Canoe with fiberglass. So we're asking government to come in so that at least we will make the price reasonable for the fisher folks, so that they will be able to buy. Or we're trying, even if a bank, you understand, can come on board so that we can, build it, give to the fisher folks on credit. They have the association, and then we take it from there. If it worked, we would have built a workshop all over the coastal line.
Another challenge is the fact that all the materials for his jobs are imported. Notwithstanding, he still believes that there is a big market for fiberglass products in Ghana.
Currently, we are working even at water tanks. These huge water tanks for communities, we are working on them. You understand? And if you look at the cost and other things, it's a bit reasonable. All what you see is manually done. We don't use any machines. You understand? You need only the technical know-how, and then you go about it. It is time for, us to establish a concept. You get it? By training the youth. By training the youth, I am prepared. This work is broad, it's big, and everybody can. When you travel, you see somebody, you see an old lady, what she does, and what she lives on. Go to Turkey, what she lives on is producing fiberglass flower pots, and that's all. You get it? There are a whole lot of, even these buttons, these designer buttons. Somebody can be in his house and then be producing it. There is a whole lot of things we can produce. You get it? It's a whole lot of things we can produce.